Keep on going for just a moment. I'm going to run out and take care of something. Everybody, what's going on?
All right, buddy. Excellent.
Don't worry about that. We're ready to roll over here.
Okay, sounds good, buddy.
All right.
How you doing? How was your game last night?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the German Shepherd versus the Coke machine.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Moving on.
Okay.
Tommy's at the wheels here. You never know what's going to go on. He's pressing buttons. He's tired. He's all over the place. Come on, man. Let's go straighten it out.
I'm good.
All right. I'm Sal the Bookmaker. Make sure you check us out, of course, right here at KSHP 1400, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And also go to placeyourbet.vegas as well. Lots of good information there. We got a Facebook live stream going at the same time. Tommy, where's your head? Are you okay?
I'm good.
All right,
Good,
good.
man.
Let's get into it.
Give us a gong of approval.
All right. Don't really know where that is. I don't know why we're getting approval, but let's get on. Hey, listen, man, I was watching earlier. I was watching the 76ers. They were playing at home against the Detroit Pistons. And I got to tell you, I watched a lot of Blake Griffin basketball when he was with the Clippers, a lot of it. And, he's a good player. He's getting feistier going when he went over to Detroit. He's got a little bit more of that. Maybe that little bit of that bad boys thing is kind of rubbing into him. And I saw him go after a rebound and purposely drop an elbow right into the eye of Jimmy Butler. Right into the eye. And the bench is cleared. All kinds of mayhem was going on.
Wow, I've never seen that before. Yeah, I watched him a ton of times, too, at L.A. with the Clippers. I never saw that before. That's interesting.
That's exactly what happened tonight. I mean, it couldn't have happened, but maybe an hour ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Well, Detroit was well ahead in that game, and Philadelphia came back and stole that game, right?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, Blake Griffin, though, that was one of the things. He never threw an elbow with the Clippers. I could tell. Yeah, I could tell that's what he was doing, yeah. Yeah, he never threw an elbow with the Clippers, and, he always played hard, always played aggressive. The biggest problem with Blake, though, was that he got hurt. I mean, every year he'd have some injury. It wasn't like a catastrophe.
Maybe it was punching something, hitting this, broken hand, that, whatever. And he was nothing but a freaking problem. He's a good player. He's a very good player.
He wasn't a disruption. Well, he's not a bad guy on the team.
I don't think he's a bad guy, but I think he was his own worst enemy by not being able to control his temper or whatever. But tonight, let me tell you, the reason I'm bringing this up is tonight he was completely out of control. And it looked like this was a guy that was not only beaten, but he was beaten mentally as well. And he took it out on Jimmy Butler, who's not a bad guy in the league at all. I mean, people like Jimmy Butler.
Sure.
The fans like him. The players like him. The coaches pretty much like him. He had a bad situation recently, but overall, Jimmy's been a good guy.
But that's one of the problems with the NBA is they all like each other. There's not a lot of rivalries.
No, they all don't like each other.
They do. That's the problem.
Are you a member of the NBA?
Listen, they hang out together. They vacation together. They spend a lot of time.
Are you a member of the NBA?
Listen, we're not going to play that how do you know thing. They like each other. That's been a knock on the NBA for years now. Is LeBron hangs out with Dwayne Wade and Carmelo and Chris Paul. They're all good friends. They spend a lot of time away from the court together.
Are we a part of that circle?
Well, I'm just telling you what's always reported, and it's not BS reporting. So that's the problem with the NBA. Is they're friends. And they weren't friends back, in the 70s and 80s when the Celtics and Lakers were going at it. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson didn't hang out.
Do you think the Bulls and Pistons were hanging out with each other either?
They weren't friends. They weren't friends. But that's been a knock on the NBA for a lot of years is the players are good friends.
Yeah.
And, they don't have these rivalries. Now, I'm not saying that Kevin Durant doesn't want to kill LeBron because he did. And he made the game-winning shot 2 years ago in the pivotal Game 5 over LeBron. That was a big thing for Kevin Durant was beating LeBron. I don't think they're good buddies, and Kevin Durant's not good friends with Russell Westbrook. They're not all friends, but a lot of the players are good buddies in the NBA.
Okay, so be it.
Yeah.
So what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Well, I was just saying that's one of the problems is they get along. So Blake Griffin hit Jimmy Butler in the eye with an elbow today.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And he dropped it right into his eye. I mean, it was intentional, too. And I saw the replay like 12 times because they just show
right
it on
now,
TV
they
over
may
and
be
over.
having a late dinner at Morton's Steakhouse in
Doubtful.
Philly or something like that. Who knows?
Doubtful, especially when one player flipped the other player off when they're on their way out.
Yeah.
I don't really think so.
But it's not, the rivalries are gone. That's one of the things that my father back in New York, who hates the Red Sox with a vengeance, hates them, right? He's a Yankee fan. He doesn't like the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry because they don't hate each other. He always says to me,
I know, now they're going out bowling.
yeah, he says to me, the players don't
Not that
hate
there's
each
anything
other
wrong
anymore.
with bowling, of course.
No, bowling's fine, but the Red Sox Yankees are more cordial. They're more friendly. He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
He used to love it when, I don't remember, it was Bill Lee and Greg Nettles got in a big fight.
Yeah,
He loved that
I want to
stuff.
see the benches clear. That's the old thing I love with the old White Sox and the Royals. I told you the story about the "Na Na Na Hey Hey Goodbye" song.
I don't know that story.
It was the Hal McRae issue. All right, so remember.
I remember Hal McRae.
Okay, remember that song? They would say the "Na Na 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 Hey Hey Goodbye" thing, right? Okay,
Yeah.
well that whole thing started, and then there was a song that was actually put out, and it was recorded. But the story was that actually happened of course, it was at Comiskey Park, and the White Sox and the Royals absolutely hate one another to the bone. Why? Well, it's a long story. We don't have time for that. And so here we go. Hal McRae's up to the plate, and he gets rung up. And he doesn't like it. He's complaining.
And they sang the song.
All right. Are you gonna let me finish?
Yeah, and I'm saying they sang the song.
All right. One thing at a time. All right. So what's happening now is this guy's walking off the field. He's going back into the dugout. And as he goes back into the dugout, the fans start kind of chanting, something like, the "Na Na Na Hey Hey Goodbye" thing, but in a very abstract form. And so then when he came up to the plate the next time, the organ player, Nancy Faust, she sat on the third base side in the upper deck.
Nancy Faust, you know her. That's
Of course,
great.
Of course I do.
That's great.
All right, everybody knows Nancy Faust.
Okay.
You're a White Sox fan, you know Nancy, even if you're not. Anyway, so Nancy started playing. She put some keys to it, and so she started playing, a certain dun 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 dun, and then dun 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 dun. Then fans will go, nah, hey 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 goodbye, that kind of thing. But that whole organ piece was Nancy Faust. And then as it developed, the benches cleared because of that song. Because every time he'd come up, they'd play it. And then every time something bad happened to the Royals, they would play it. And then the White Sox adopted it as one of their songs. Either when a pitcher was being taken out or somebody was called out, they were arguing, or if a manager was thrown out, they would play that song. And so then somebody actually recorded it into a faster version, and you could pull it up and find it. And then anyway, so that's kind of the origin of that "Hey Hey Goodbye" thing.
Okay, that's why they hated each other.
They hated each other,
Okay.
but it got so bad where you knew the song was going to be played, and when the song was playing, the benches were going to clear.
So we don't have those rivalries anymore, and that's something that's just a little off in sports today, right?
Well, we have a little bit of that with the Giants and the Dodgers. A little bit of that, and I would also agree we have it a little bit with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders as well.
Yeah, I mean, there will always be that because the fans hate each other.
Yeah.
And even if the players get along, the fans hate each other. So there'll always be that for sure.
Yeah. So I would certainly imagine that, the Bears and Packers don't have a song. They don't really need one. But more importantly, the Blackhawks and Red Wings, they don't have a song except, something that I'll play when we come back in from break.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you got a song ready.
Oh, I've got something.
Okay.
I can cue it up in just a moment.
You remember
Pretty simple stuff.
before the Red Wings had the Avs, right? You remember before they had the Avs, they used to be called the Dead Wings, that they were so bad.
Right.
Remember they were called the Dead Wings? How bad were they?
They were pretty bad.
Yeah. When you call your team the Dead Wings, that's going to be rough, right?
Yeah, it's always rough, but don't worry about that. I mean, look, the Red Wings and the Blackhawks always had this ongoing issue, and in the fans, in the seats, there were just as many fights as there was on the ice, and there was nothing better than hearing a very, very, very particular song that every Chicago Blackhawk fan knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll tell you what, folks, all we have to do is sit back and listen for just a moment.
Is that you yelling and right there.
Yes! Detroit sucks!
Game 1, Blackhawks versus Red
Detroit
Wings.
sucks! Exactly. Listen. That is really the best chant you could possibly hear. If you're a Blackhawks fan, there's nothing worse than Detroit or the Detroit Red Wings.
So who won more Stanley Cups, the Red Wings in that era or the Blackhawks?
In that era?
Yes.
Which era are you talking
80s
about?
and 90s and early 2000s.
Well, they each won a handful of them.
The Blackhawks
I mean, the Hawks won them in 10, 13, 15. They also won in 61 and 38. And there was another one before that.
So when they won in 10, that was 49 years?
And they eliminated, it was more than that. They eliminated.
Well, 61 to 10 is 49 years.
Yeah, something like that. They eliminated Detroit in, I think it was the first round. I think it was the first round. They had to get through Detroit.
And did Detroit win 5 in the 90s?
They didn't win 5.
They didn't win 5. They won a lot, though,
no,
right?
they didn't win 5. I think they won 3.
Okay, so they each got 3.
Yeah, but the Blackhawks already won a few before that. I mean, look, both of these teams historically have been great. You know, you got original 6 teams that go back 100 years. And so a rivalry like that, you got to imagine that the crowd, along with the players, they couldn't stand one another. And that still holds true in some cases in hockey. That's the one thing I love about hockey, because those guys, they've got gonads. And we like that. We like the fact that we don't mind a little bit of cheap shots, a little bit of hits here and there. And in fact, as I imagine, we're about running out of time for the segment. What do you think?
Okay, I think, we started a little late. We'll finish a little late. Right on schedule.
All right. We'll see you in a few. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow an existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answer.
Hey shoppers, Stevie Slapshot here to remind you the Radio Shopping Show Winter Marathon is coming like an avalanche of savings December 13, 14, and 15, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday and Friday, and Saturday 9 to 11 a.m. Don't miss out on new and limited items, great bargains on travel, dining, and show tickets. Get your Christmas shopping done early with deals so hot it'll feel like July. The Radio Shopping Show Winter Marathon December 13, 14, and 15 right here on AM 1400 KSHP.
All right, hold on. Danny's trying to fix it.
Well, he didn't fix it. This is all messed up, and I didn't do it.
Sports Circus promo. No, here's what we got to do. All right, let's kill
They're
this.
supposed to be green.
Yeah, I'm going to call Danny again. Hey, guys, hold on for a minute. I'll be right back.
Online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com. Or call 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company. 657-600-1876. Okay, they can help your business right away. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So I'm here, picking up where we left off, talking about great, angry rivalries. We were finishing up with the Red Wings and the Blackhawks. God, I wish I would have been in the Midwest during some of those battles.
Oh, buddy, that's
been
it.
more fun.
I mean, there's nothing worse than seeing not only the Detroit Red Wings get beat on the ice, but seeing their fans get beat down and rumbling down the stairs after a couple of punches and such.
So the fans would go at it.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you, who was one of your most hated players on the Red Wings over the last couple decades?
Oh, there's many.
Okay, he can't find one. That's the answer of a real fan.
There's so many. I mean, hard to just sing one out.
That's a real fan. Okay.
I know. Good 5, 6. I don't know. I mean, the first mine, Konstantinov. That's mine. I would say Chris Draper is probably. He's probably one of the worst instigators from that team.
Chris Draper,
little scrawny piece of garbage.
I didn't know. I thought he was bigger. I didn't know he was little.
No, he's a little
scrawny.
Punk. He's a little punk. And probably the biggest one would be Dino Ciccarelli. Of course, everybody call him Cinderelli.
Why? Because he was a flopper?
No. Another story that we can't talk about on here.
Okay.
Because it's R-rated or better.
Okay, Cinderella.
Right. Cinderelli. That's
so, in the NFL, there's one team that has many rivalries, many deeply rooted, hated rivalries. The only thing is this one team doesn't feel the same about its rivals, and that's the New England Patriots. A lot of teams hate the Patriots more than any team in the league.
Is it the fans or is it the teams?
Well, first of all, it's the team. It's got to be the fans because they're obnoxious and they're arrogant and they're smug.
But don't you think the players want to play for them because they know they got a chance to win?
Well, every time they go there, they're thrilled. Like Josh Gordon is he's the newcomer on the Patriots, and his locker's next to Tom Brady, and he says, "I'm so lucky to be here." He's gotten healthy. He credits their strength and conditioning team and their training staff for getting him ready. But if you think about it, the Seattle Seahawks hated the Patriots for years, even before they blew the Super Bowl.
Why? Okay, so why specifically did the Seattle Seahawks hate them, as you say?
Jealousy. I believe jealousy.
But why Seattle? I mean, it's the other end. It couldn't get any further away.
Because the Patriots represent the pinnacle. And I remember they beat the Patriots in a regular season game. They beat them a couple times in a regular season, and Sherman just went off on Tom Brady, and you could tell how much he hated them.
Okay, well, if they hated him, I would imagine the Jets and the Bills hated him equally as much.
Though that goes without saying,
Yeah.
25 years, but the Pittsburgh Steelers hate the Patriots. Mike Tomlin can't even put two
Well, yeah, but he can't
coherent
get past them.
sentences
That's
together.
why.
Yes.
He just can't get past them.
That's why. There are other teams that hate the Patriots. And the Patriots don't hate anybody. They're like, oh, we love everyone. We don't have any rivals because their rivals should be the Jets, should be the Bills, and should be the Dolphins. But those teams can't beat them enough. So they don't really have a rival. I guess the Giants. My guess would be the Giants beat the Patriots twice there in a 4-year period. That would be the only team the Patriots hate. But those were
I don't think they hate him. You have to respect the fact that Coughlin outdid him. That's it.
Yeah, well, he did outdo them. They were close games, but the Giants were never good in between those two Super Bowls, and before and after they were never good. Those are like spikes on an EKG chart.
Yes.
You like that one? Okay.
All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. No, that would be my guess. If the Patriots could have another crack at the Giants in the Super Bowl, I think that's the one team they would want again.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, I'll give you that one. That's fine.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay.
Exactly. All right. A lot of action coming up this week in the NFL. Not much on the college side. The college side, it's a little bit thin. And, earlier I was going to tell you, I told you earlier before the show that I was kind of looking at, I know you like these. I was looking at Weber State over the Brown Bears. I'm sorry, the Maine Bears. Excuse me. Yeah. The Maine Black Bears. Excuse me. I'm all over the place.
Can I ask you something? How is Weber State from Utah? They're from Utah, right?
Yeah.
Weber State.
Yeah.
How are they playing Maine? Like what?
Who knows? Maybe it's the cold weather festival game. I don't know.
Is it a scheduled game? Is it a regular season scheduled game?
It's a regular game. It's a regular game. All I know is Weber State. Weber State's been on a roll. They're 10-2 going into the game, and they're a pretty good club. You got to remember they've only had 2 bad losses. The one loss, not even a bad loss. They lost to Utah earlier in the season.
Not a bad loss at all.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they lost another one. It was another formidable opponent, at least at their level. So they lost 2 against 2 good teams.
Why are those Utah schools so good? Utah State, Utah, Weber State. Is BYU? How's BYU this year? I mean, they're traditionally a good team.
Yeah, but they're very pedestrian, this team.
Pedestrian, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting word for BYU. Very good. Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
But Utah does put out they put out some good football on a yearly basis, don't they?
Yeah.
Is it because they're coaches, they're following? It's not what you would think is a hotbed of football.
How do you know?
I don't know how
I don't know.
I don't know how to respond to that.
What do we say with that one? No, the point is, look, maybe it's just because you have extremes in temperatures there, and there's not a lot to do at the same time. Look, Utah is a very hot and cold place, both with fun and with climate. Because remember, it's burning hot there in the summertime, and it's butt cold in the wintertime.
It is burning hot in the summertime? I didn't know that. Well, the desert's on, I guess, southern Utah.
It's high desert. It's hot.
Okay.
It's hot. It's hot. Just like here in Vegas. I mean, come on. It's 198 degrees in the summertime, and then it's like 3 outside in the wintertime.
Yeah, you're right.
You walk in with a parka, 45 cups of coffee, 13 pair of socks on, 3 earmuffs. Who knows? You got all kind of stuff going on. 14 scarves.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word.
You show up with that, too.
I don't break them for no one.
Okay. All right. So you got all that. But remember, you walk in wearing a parka, ski hat, ski mask, you name it. You got it. So it's the same thing up in Utah. It's just higher elevation.
Okay.
So it gets cold up there. The temperature may not be that low, but that's a dry cold. And, man, that blows right through you.
Okay. Pivoting real quick. You like the Bears to bounce back this week?
Yeah, I like the Bears to bounce back, especially if the Bears are getting 3.5. I certainly like that one. I'm a little weary of the line. That's one of those games,
Now,
you
when
scratch
say
your head.
wary, you mean W-A-R-Y, not W-E-A, right? That's the wary that you're talking about.
You learned
right?
a new word today.
No,
Congratulations.
I
Give
know
yourself
that
a round
word.
of applause.
Okay, I know
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think there was a backhand compliment. I'm not sure.
And he looks to the crowd. There's really no crowd at the window. Here's the window, folks. Everybody on Facebook Live. You see there's nobody there except Santa Claus. You can see him on the door. That's about it. He's supposed to be up north.
So, yes.
And we have our Schmitzicle here,
So
too.
they're a little wary. But the Rams are, what are they, 10-1?
It doesn't matter. I mean, look.
It matters.
No!
It matters. They're 11-1.
Doesn't matter. The fact is the Rams are soft outside the front four. Once you get to the second level, the Rams are a very mediocre team.
Well, their record doesn't say they're mediocre.
I don't care what the record says.
Well, Bill Parcells.
played the Bears yet.
Bill Parcells
Yes.
always said that you are what your record says you are.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's a Bill Parcells.
And who did they
ism.
lose to? They lost to the Saints.
Yes.
All right, and the Saints are the best team in football.
Okay.
No question.
They didn't look at the best team the last time they played. They were
Doesn't matter.
dominated.
It doesn't matter. They have a big lead in their division. Nobody cares.
But they lost the lead in the NFC
Doesn't
rankings.
matter. Those guys can win on any field and any day. It doesn't matter where they play.
But they want to play in New Orleans. They want the Rams in New Orleans. They don't want to go to Coliseum.
Well, look at it this way. The Rams are going to lose this weekend. When the
Okay.
Rams lose this weekend, the tiebreaker goes right back to New Orleans.
Okay, you're right. And the Rams also have to play Philadelphia next week. The Rams got two tough games.
Yeah.
They got the Bears and Philadelphia back to back. So
Right.
they'll lose one of these two games.
Right, and the Saints are going to Tampa.
And then they got
They're
Carolina
going
twice.
right, but they're going to Tampa to
Yeah.
avenge the loss from the first game
They'll
of the
beat
season.
Tampa. They're going to hammer
The
Tampa.
line it opened up at like 10.5.
Yeah.
It's down to 9.5. I like it below 10.
Wow, Tampa's home getting almost 10
Yeah.
points. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Tampa's
points.
not a great team, but
No,
wow.
but you know what? The fun thing about Tampa is Jameis Winston, and I told you this last week.
Yes.
He has the most 20-yard or more completions. I mean, he's like the king of the big play for and against, right? With all the INTs and the mayhem. I mean, all hell breaks loose when this guy's on the field.
He's not Captain Checkdown,
No.
right? Like what's his name? Brady. What was that guy from Notre Dame? Brady.
Quinn.
Brady Quinn. Yeah.
Brady Quinn,
He
yeah.
was considered Captain Checkdown in his short
Right.
and unillustrious.
No,
NFL
Jameis
career.
Winston, he's Captain Catastrophe.
Yeah, he is, man. I tell you one thing. That guy is trouble off the field.
Yeah, he certainly is. That's why I said he's
Yeah.
catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, that's we like the Saints to bounce back immediately. The Saints are the best team, and I think the Saints are the best team.
Well,
in
there's no
football.
question they're the
But
best team in football.
You can't use the word mediocre or mediocrity with the Rams.
With the
They're
second
11-1.
With the second and third level of the Rams, yes, I can, because their defense was supposed to be the cornerstone of the team. And what have they done defensively all year? They've given up 24, 25, 30 points.
Yeah, their defense
A
isn't
good
great.
defensive team doesn't do that.
Their defense is not great, but they're not mediocre. They're a good ball
I said
club.
their second and third level are mediocre. Clean out your ears, mister.
Okay, well, so they're getting back Aqib Talib. That should help the third level. That should help the
It
secondary,
should,
right?
but all that's going to do is that's going to tilt the field the other direction. Wherever he is, it's going the other way.
Okay, so the other side of the field, when you get a lockdown corner, he usually covers one side of the field, then you could double on the other side.
Right,
That
and
helps.
you could bet he's going to be on Allen Robinson all game.
Allen Robinson's the number one guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be glued to Robinson, and they're
Okay.
going to say, "Okay, Bears, beat us with Cohen out of the backfield, or beat us with a bucket of whatever that's going to come out of the other side."
Who's the Bears version of Justin Edelman or Julian Edelman?
Julian Edelman?
Who's the Bears version of that? Who's their
Right now,
Yes.
right now it's Tariq Cohen,
Okay, he's running the
because
slants.
they could put Tariq Cohen, they can put him in the slot, they can line him up in the backfield. I mean, he's like the old school flanker.
Okay, so they're running him out of the slot.
Well, they're running him out of the backfield, but he will line up in the slot. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Bears bounce back this week too, but I also
And they've been moved to Sunday night, by the way.
yeah, it's what is it called? Flexed. It's flexed, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I think that the Bears, I think a lot hinges on this game for the Bears. I think that, if the Bears have another loss, 2 in a row at this juncture of the year, they could suddenly they could just start reeling a little bit.
No, they
lose
won't.
a little confidence.
No, they sat Trubisky on purpose. Come on, man. They put Daniel in because, let's face it, the last two opponents were not great opponents, and they figure they want to go into the big game with their number one guy there. And that's really what this was about.
He was injured, but yeah, they
Well,
rested
yeah,
him.
but they rested
They
him.
gave him an extra week to get ready.
For the same reason they sat Khalil Mack, right? And,
Yes,
and got him
agree.
ready for the big game.
They did that. I agree. They did that also.
Yeah,
You're
same
right.
exact thing.
Absolutely right. Okay. So the Bears, we're on the Bears, but there's another game that you
Yeah, but
surprised-
remember, I like the Bears. As long as the Bears are getting that extra half a point, that's what really tips me over the edge.
And some weather would help that game too in the Bears' favor, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I'm not so sure it would really help because remember, if you look at the Bears roster, a lot of those guys aren't really cold weather guys. There's a lot of guys from the Southeast Conference there.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys everywhere from the Southeast Conference. They're kind of dominating the NFL.
Yeah,
right
remember,
now, right?
what do? They go to the NFL or they go to prison.
Okay, that's such an unfair statement.
Yes, I can't help it. I mean, that's what.
Help it.
Look, I mean, that's why they have the Golden Handcuffs Award there.
I've never heard of the Golden Handcuffs Award until I got into the studio with you. I don't even know what you're talking about, but okay.
Hey, you saw it. Did you not Google it right now, and you'll find it.
Okay, well, you don't want me
Go ahead,
Googling one around here.
Start chicken pecking away. Go ahead, Start getting on there.
Hey, let me ask you something. Has anyone ever called you a bully?
No.
Okay. Sal's not a bully.
No.
Schmitless would call you a bully.
No, I don't think so. No, I like getting stuff done. And look, if I'm going to give somebody some information, I want to make sure that they're feeling it. I don't do this half-ass, this information, that information. I do it right.
Half, nothing.
No, I want it 100%.
When that comes to eating a pizza, no half there either, man. We dominated that pizza.
You did not.
Okay, I didn't eat this much of a pizza. It was like
how many? There's two of those. You wasted 2 squares of pizza.
Dude, I ate a ton.
You never waste pizza.
I ate more than I eat. Oh, that was a good pizza. That was a good job. Right.
That's Chicago pizza. That's not the New York greasy triangle.
I got next.
All right.
I got next.
All right.
All right,
Just
so,
make sure
yeah.
it's not a New York greasy triangle.
All right. Well, listen. Okay, if someone offers to take you out for some pizza, you don't normally complain before.
I'm
you
not
get
complaining.
There.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I just said just make sure it's not a New York greasy triangle.
I'll make
I've
sure.
had my share of Ray's pizza. I had 11 different Ray's pizzas in New York.
Okay.
I don't even know which one's the original one.
John's on Bleecker Street's the best. The John's are great pizzas in New York. Just
Okay.
John's.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All
Bleecker
right.
Street.
I remember going to Ferraro's on Mulberry.
Ferraro's is good too. Mulberry's, Mulberry.
Yeah.
Mulberry keeps shrinking. Little Italy keeps shrinking and shrinking. It gets littler and
And
littler.
I did get a very good chocolate cannoli on Mulberry Street.
Oh wow! Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
give
come
them a
on
big
now.
round of
Don't-
applause.
don't
That was
hurt me.
fantastic.
Don't hurt me with a chocolate cannoli. Come
yeah.
on.
Well, I used to get cannoli birthday cakes as a kid.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I'm Sicilian, right? So what do? You go to a Sicilian bakery. I mean, it's not something you can get in anywhere in Italy for the most part. I mean, a cannoli is a Sicilian pastry. And I remember the first time I went to Italy, I was 21 years old. And, of course, I'm looking for a cannoli, right? I'm thinking, hey, I got it in the neighborhood. I'm like, cannoli, oh, Sicilia. You can't get it around Rome or around Florence or Venice. No, you have to go down south to go get that cannoli. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know that. No, I
Now
didn't
you
know
do
that
know that.
cannolis aren't available in northern Italy.
No, because it's Sicilian. It's
Yes.
not your standard Italian pastry kind of
Yes.
thing. No,
Well,
not at all.
Listen, you could school us on a lot of desserts around the world, I'm sure. Right?
I'll tell you what, folks. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on Place Your Bet. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come. All right.
All right, we're back. We're back.
Are we back normal?
All right.
Let me turn this.
10 seconds.
Get rid of these. Where's my read? All right, Mike. I hope everything's going okay over there. Everything looks normal on the
So
board.
we're back running.
So here's the problem here, folks.
The only problem is it's coming up again in 1 minute, a minute 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
That's supposed to be
That's
that
right.
way,
So yeah, that comes up, and then we go to Tony Bennett.
Okay.
All right. So just so you guys can see what we're doing here, we have our extra sound effects right here. We got the big board right here, and the one I use at this is Tommy's head. He's losing some hair, and guess what? Look, I'm losing hair too, right? So it's both of us. We're both a mess, and this guy's tired. Look at his eyes, dude. You look old. Just giving him shit. But yeah, that's what we got.
So fantastic.
That's what I play with right here. That's what Tommy's doing. And so I keep him right here back on this seat here so he could run everything, and I can go over here on the other side and do nothing. Here's our call-in number, 702-221-7283.
Holy cow!
All right, that's nice. Here's my read. There's my read. Kelly Vegas. I'm tired too, buddy. I'm tired too. All right, let me put my headphones on.
It went off again.
The whole thing's down?
I mean, the X went on, so it didn't go to this one.
Shit. All right. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, folks, welcome back to Place Your Bet. This segment is brought to you by Kelly Vegas, helping people just like you create and host your very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk show. Kelly Vegas can help you with everything you need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic every day and host your very own talk show in your very own studio. Call Kelly Vegas right now at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119. Or visit them at kellyvegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. And tell them Place Your Bet sent you. All right. And we're back here. And I got to tell you, Tommy, I'm really fired up. And I know you know that I'm fired up right now. I hate when people screw with our mechanics and this and that. And that drives me mad. And for you people that think that you don't know that I know what you did, we're going to have that talk. Don't worry about it. All right, man, moving on.
Handled only the way Sel can handle it, man.
And I'm going to make sure everybody knows it right here in Las Vegas.
Do not mess with the bookmaker or else something's going to happen. Something like this.
Yeah. Moving on.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
There was another game. There's another NFL game that you talked about. That was a sort of shocker to me this week. Another game that you liked.
Which one was that?
It wasn't the Bears. It was another game. It's going to hit you in a second.
I'm still waiting. I haven't been hit yet.
It wasn't the Chargers over the Bengals. And it wasn't the Raiders over the Broncos or the Chiefs, right?
Okay.
Who are the Broncos playing?
Yeah, I know who they're playing. I mean, they're playing the Niners. I got that.
That's the game. Some people were thinking the Niners were a good pick over the Broncos, and you were like,
well, the funny thing is, look,
nay.
That line opened up at 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. It dropped all the way down to 3.5, 4, something like that. I mean, really, do the 49ers belong in the same field as Denver right now? Right now, as the season stands.
Not with the third-string quarterback, they don't.
Well, look at the performance of the Broncos in the last handful of weeks. They've been playing very, very well.
Yeah.
Right? So,
but that's going to stop.
Really? Why is it going to stop?
It's going to stop because injuries are catching up to them, too. They lost their number one receiver, Emmanuel Sanders. They lost their number one cornerback, Chris Harris, in the same week. You don't just step over them and say, okay, let's go. They're going to come down a little bit. Those are two big, big players to miss. And I know you don't like to talk about the players. You like to talk about the line and stuff like that. But I just think that the Broncos, they need to win out. They have 3 easy games, and they got the Chargers, the final game of the year at Denver, when it could mean nothing for the Chargers. So instead of 58-minute Phillip Rivers, you might get 4-minute Phillip Rivers. You might play one drive in the first quarter, and that's it. There's an opportunity for the Broncos to win out, but they got some bad breaks. Missing these 2 guys is going to be a problem. Can they overcome it? Can Case Keenum step up and make up the difference for missing him?
You should be asking this question. Can Case Keenum keep John Elway's job?
Well, yeah, I mean that's another conversation. That's the next conversation after this. But I'm talking.
No,
about
I think that's the first conversation.
Well, I'm just talking about the next 3 weeks.
That is part of the first 3 weeks.
Well, there's no guarantee that John Elway's job is in jeopardy. He's not. He's not.
We don't know. Oh,
first
really?
Of all,
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's on a hot seat.
He runs the show.
But he's on the hot seat.
Yeah, and it hasn't been.
They paid a bunch of money to get Keenum in there to do what? To win. Come hook or crook, you're going to find a way to win that game, right or wrong. And if you think they lose to San Francisco, now I know you're high.
I don't think they're losing to San Francisco, but I think that they're going to struggle even again. When they should still beat these bad teams. But we're going to see. We're going to see what kind of depth the Broncos have, because I've been reading all week about the depth on these teams is really what makes them. And I mean that's why the Eagles won last year.
But you're an eye test kind of guy. You had said that before. What does the eye test tell you? Never mind all this reading. I've read this. I've read that. Who gives a damn about that? Oh, that's like with all those guys with all that inside information, right? That's given the picks, right?
Yeah, all the guys with the inside information that we don't, claim that we know anything more than anyone else because everyone's getting all the information. Well, the eye test, yeah. I mean, I got to watch these games. I haven't really watched a lot of the Broncos. The last couple of weeks I've watched them, and they've looked They've looked energized. They've looked better. They don't have that great defense like they had a few years ago.
But they don't need the great defense to beat San Francisco.
No,
I mean,
San Francisco's got a third-string quarterback. That's the big deal.
Well, San Francisco is a very haphazard team at this point.
Yeah, anytime you're running with your third-string quarterback, you're going to be haphazard. It's going to be hit and miss. It's going to be difficult. And they're missing. Yeah, everyone's injured at this time of year.
I mean, let's face it. A great game not to watch would be San Francisco and Arizona. I mean, that is truly the nobody cares game.
Well, they've already played once.
But my point is that's the nobody cares game.
Oh, my goodness.
But where Denver's actually going in a direction to win.
Yeah.
Where San Francisco, they're just existing.
Well, they're 6-6. They won 3 in a row, and they need to win at least 6 in a row.
Right. I want to take a look at, let's take a look at a game a little bit north of there up in Seattle. Now, Seattle is hosting Minnesota. That is a very intriguing game for a lot of reasons. I like that one. And again, if it goes to 2.5, 2.5 is really the magic number there. Because right now at 3, it's sort of a struggle to pick a side on it. But I'll tell you what, folks, you can go to placeyourbet.vegas, check out the different packages there. Maybe we might give you a winner. Maybe we might not. You never know. Go ahead and get yourself signed up for the subscription, and maybe you'll get some information from us. Look, we're 23 out of 25, and that's no BS. All you got to do is go back and listen to our podcast. Everything is verifiable, and that's against the line, by the way, for all you people that say that we're full of crap. No, we're not. It is what it is.
Well, will your picks be in the gold level, the platinum level, or the silver level?
They're going to be right there at the base, right at the silver level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to give everybody a chance to make a little bit of money here.
Beautiful.
And that's all we're trying to do because guess what? Santa Claus is coming to town. You better have some cash to pay him off.
I like that. Okay. So the guy that's not into the holidays is the one talking about Santa Claus all day.
What do you mean
today?
he's not into the holidays?
You're into holidays?
I love the holidays.
Really? Okay. Well,
then
let's give Tommy one of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Right. You like that, huh?
Yeah. I've been listening to Christmas music since it came on Thanksgiving. It's been constantly on the radio at my house. I haven't turned anything else on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that.
I've heard Frosty the Snowman 400 times, and I love
that
it.
song.
That's the best cartoon of all time.
I agree. I love Frosty the Snowman. I don't. Number 2 maybe Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right?
Yeah.
That's
Well, the Island of Misfit Toys. Yeah, all of that. That's great stuff. I could do cartoons all day long. You know, I play cartoons all the time on the other station.
Yes,
or on
you
the other.
You love it. It's
on the other show.
It's organic. You love it. You can't beat it, right? You just can't beat it.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. So the big game this week, of course, is the Eagles going into Dallas, trying to lay claim to first place again. And they had that backup linebacker, or maybe as a starting linebacker, Grugier Hill.
What'd you call me?
His name is Grugier Hill.
Okay.
Right? It's his last name. His first name is Kumi Grugier Hill.
What?
Boy, I'm really calling you some bad names now.
What?
Anyway, he said that the Cowboys this time of year, they're good for a nice choke.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I'm paraphrasing.
I did hear that.
I'm paraphrasing, but
I heard that.
He said they're good for a choke.
No,
and he came out today. It's great.
I love it. I don't mind a little bit of trash talking.
I don't
That's
mind
good
it
stuff.
either. I don't want everyone to be
Jalen Ramsey
polite.
is a master at it.
He's been so quiet lately, though, because
Well,
they're just
come on.
getting embarrassed.
But they did they scored a massive 6-0 win last week.
2 weeks ago, yeah. Yeah, but that Grugier Hill or Grugier Hill, Kumi Grugier
Whatever.
Hill.
Stop it. Stop saying it already.
Hey, listen, I got his name down.
Just call him Hill.
He apologized.
Yes.
He apologized to his team and his coach.
Right.
Saying I didn't mean to disrespect my team and my coach. That's like,
Oh,
what
come
are you
on.
talking about with that? What are you talking about with that apology? That's
Give me
the
a
lamest
break.
apology
That's
ever.
ridiculous.
Didn't mean to
That's
disrespect my
ridiculous.
coach.
Unbelievable. Who says that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to do
Yeah.
that. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Shut
But
up.
I like some of the
Shut up and play.
I like some of the responses that came from the Cowboys camp. First of all, when they told Dak Prescott and they told the guy's name, Dak Prescott said, "Who?"
Hey, you know, we have a new listener to the show. His name is Derek Myers. Derek, a big shout out to you over, I think, are you not in Kentucky as well? Go ahead, text back. He's on Facebook Live watching us.
All right.
All right. Derek Myers, that's for you, buddy.
We got our
Give him a
fair
big
share
round of applause.
fans. Our fair share of fans in Kentucky and Tennessee. Right? Right. We're doing good down there. Can't complain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
So you got some good voices there.
Thank you very
Good
much.
voices there. So yeah, and then the other Cowboys said, I guess Jason Garrett has a famous line. He said something about winners.
Oh, hold on. He says, "Go Blue Devils." So I'm going to go ahead and shout him out.
Oh.
Go, if he did write Go Cats, but I put Go Blue Devils instead.
Oh,
what am
so-
I wearing? Yes! Look at this.
I was going to say, that's weird to have a Blue Devils
I
fan
know.
in Kentucky.
Sorry, Derek. It is what it is.
But, now that you bring that up, now that you bring up Kentucky and Duke, to me, that's still the greatest college basketball game I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
Hey.
That game when Christian Laettner hit that turnaround jump shot at the buzzer, I think he was perfect that game, too. He was some kind of 14 out of 14. He was it was one of the greatest games I've ever seen
Why
in my life.
don't you fast forward to this year instead?
Okay.
Yeah. Did you see what happened at the opening game pretty much?
Well, they won by 40.
They won by 34.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just talking about the Kentucky Duke thing. Reminding me of
it's
that
good
game.
stuff. No, the
That-
Cats every year. It's always good stuff with those guys, and you're going to get a good game. But we were talking about the NFL. We completely digressed, and I want to stick with that. I want to stick with that Seattle-Minnesota game because Minnesota, they are in an absolute must-win. They've got to win. But remember, Seattle's really holding the inside track to a playoff spot right now. I think Minnesota needs some help because they got that tie.
Well, they're 6-5-1. Minnesota 6-5-1,
I think they're 6-5-1. Yeah.
and Seattle's 7-5. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that tie is like a loss. I know that that tie. I know what that tie is. That
tie is
like,
a disaster for them.
it's like a loss. So yeah, Minnesota doesn't need to win. I mean, Seattle's playing well. Seattle's got
Seattle's gelling right now. And I've been saying this for the last few weeks. Seattle's playing good ball. They're playing good ball.
They're running the ball.
Right.
They're running.
And that's what it is, man. Tommy, the teams that win in this league, they run the ball,
You're right.
right? Look at Seattle. But remember, take a look at the Saints. They've got two guys that can run the ball. Look at the Bears. They got two guys that can run the ball. And on. You got
New England. New England is Sony Michel running the ball really well this
and
year.
the Cowboys can run the ball well,
yes,
too.
they run the ball.
And
Yes,
here we go.
yes.
And look, Pittsburgh even picked up their running game. Who cares about Le'Veon Bell? Le'Veon who?
No,
the point is,
they ran the ball well all year. They
didn't
don't
need him.
run it enough.
right?
but,
They didn't need him. But my point is, you look at the winners in the NFL, and those are the teams that have a balanced attack, and it's always
You're
been that
right.
way.
You've been saying that
It's
about
been that way for 100 years.
Well, you've been saying that about the Packers for the last few
yeah,
years.
the Packers don't have a running game. That's the problem.
Well,
I mean, they're a little late to the party with Jones, but still.
Well, that's probably why the coach is gone, because he didn't develop a running game. The Packers are confusing. They have a lot of talent. They got the wide receivers. They got good linemen. That Bakhtiari is considered one of the best left tackles in the NFL. Top one or two left tackles in the NFL. He's passed Tyron Smith, that monster for the Cowboys that's been getting minor injuries the last couple of years.
What do you think of Mark Cianfranco?
That's my buddy from Rome, New York. Big C. Hey, C. Look what I got to deal with here, buddy.
Don't worry about him.
Look what I got to deal with. This is Sal Tuzzolino.
Yeah.
Ah.
Remember, Bigfoot.
Big C. Let me tell you something.
That's funny stuff.
That's the coolest guy right there, man.
There you go. Give him a big round of applause.
Yeah, Big C. Welcome, buddy.
They're watching us from New York. They're watching us from Kentucky. They're watching us from California. They're watching us from around the world.
But ask Big C who he likes this weekend.
Why don't you ask him? Because he can hear you.
I mean, okay, yeah. See, who do you like this weekend?
All right, it's going to take about 20 or 30 seconds for that to come through.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good, right? So you like Seattle to dominate that game?
I just think Seattle is gelling right now. They're playing really good ball.
No doubt, they're running the ball. Their defense isn't great.
I'd like to see that extra half a point.
Well, also Minnesota's biggest problem is their quarterback is only 3 foot tall.
And that's the guy that leads the world in batted balls, and you didn't believe me either.
No, he does lead the world in batted balls, but he didn't have any last week.
It
no
doesn't.
batted balls.
Yeah, we got picked off twice.
Yeah, no batted balls though.
But the point is, you didn't believe me. You said, "Oh, show me the stat for that." I showed you an article.
I don't even know why you're in love with that stat. So what? He leads the league in batted
I showed
balls.
you an article from the Minnesota Vikings that showed that he was leading the world in
why
batted
don't you
balls.
Take that article to Peoria, Illinois, and drop it off at Bradley.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Right?
Stupid Bradley cost me a pizza, damn it.
It was a good pizza.
It's a very good pizza. It's a Chicago pizza, too.
Man, I had a Chicago pizza. I don't know when. I was in Chicago.
That was a good pizza, though. And that was the Honda.
Schaumburg.
It's not Chicago. That's the suburbia. But that was, let's face it, that was the Honda Accord of pizzas. That wasn't the Rolls Royce of pizza either.
Okay.
I mean, you had a good product, but it wasn't great, but it was certainly good.
But they were walking past us with those deep dishes. Those don't look so great.
Well, we
though.
didn't get we just got a regular one.
Yeah.
No, but it was good. I mean, it kicked the crap out of anything I've had from New York, just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Good.
just being honest.
We're not going to say where it is because no free plugs.
That's right. No free plugs. You'll get nothing.
No free plugs. What about your hat? What is that free plug?
What? It's Bigfoot. Don't worry about Bigfoot.
Okay.
Have you seen Bigfoot?
No.
Then don't worry about
thing
it.
as Bigfoot.
Like I
It's
said,
ridiculous.
get out of here. No thing. Bigfoot's around. Bigfoot's alive and well. You can call him Sasquatch. Just ask Jack Link. Jack Link, you owe us money. Actually, I know Jack Link.
I don't know who Jack Link is.
Jack Link's, the beef jerky. You know Jack's Link beef jerky?
I don't know. No, I'm not a big beef jerky fan. No, I don't.
You've never seen the Jack Link commercials with the Sasquatch on it? They got the Bigfoot commercials. You watch football for how many years?
Well, I've seen. I mean, I don't
You're
really pay
killing me, dude.
attention.
You're killing me.
I've seen a million Sasquatch commercials,
Hey,
like
you're-
whoop-de-damn-do, and the immortal words of Derek Coleman of the New Jersey Nets. Whoop-de-damn-do.
Mark says, I hate Seattle. My ex-wife lives there. Oh, mercy.
Big C.
Oh, you're killing me, man.
That's fantastic.
That's funny stuff. All right, listen, we've got a couple of minutes left here. What's Tommy T going to this week? And then I'll tell you where Sal the Bookmaker's going. What do you got this weekend?
I got the Cowboys covering against the Eagles, and I got the Chargers covering by over 14 against the Bungles.
Against the Bungholes.
Those are my two picks this week. I wouldn't put the Cowboys in a platinum tier though. That would be a la carte or a gold level,
Uh-huh.
right?
All right, well, when Mark comes out here in January, we're going to have to get his picks for the playoffs.
Wait a second. Miami and New England. That's one game I want to talk about in the last 50 seconds. Miami and New England. You had a couple thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I want to see that line go to 8.5. When the line goes to 8.5, I'll feel a hell of a lot more comfortable.
Where's it at now?
It's at 8.
Okay, and where did it start?
It started at 7.
Okay, so that line goes 8.5, and then we're talking about the hook.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm very interested in seeing that half a point. That's really the big thing. Anyway, folks, we're running out of time here at Place Your Bet. Check out PlaceYourBet.Vegas. Go ahead and subscribe. Believe me, it's worth your while. We're 23 out of 25 so far in the first month, and it's getting bigger and better. So for Tommy T, I'm your ringmaster, or I'm your, let's see, what am I today? No, I'm Sal the Bookmaker. I'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. So long, everyone. I did it. I did it again. Because I'm the ringmaster on the other show, and now I'm Sal the Bookmaker here. It's funny stuff.
We still had like 4 minutes on our segment, but I had to cut
No,
it
you
short.
had to cut it short because look at the clock because they got
Yeah.
station ID. See,
Yeah.
look at here. Here's something, folks. This is what happened. See, you see this X right here? This X really messed everything up.
It shouldn't be an X now. Is it playing?
I don't know. Don't even worry about it. From now on, I mean, look, at this point, we're out of here because it's supposed to go to the National anyway. So this is a problem. You see where it says, where the hell is it? Wait, News 2. All right, so the news feed's going on. Then they got your spot break. They got commercials. Eventually, it's going to either catch up or something else is going to happen. Okay. Bet the house on Cowboys is what Mark says.
Yeah. Well, he knows football.
He can see you.
Big C knows football, man.
All right, we knows
Big C is
football?
a great football player, and he knows football.
All right, good deal.
Yeah.
All right, Mark.
Absolutely.
We'll see you when you come out here to Vegas in January.
Big C!
All right, so for Tommy T, I'm Sal the Bookmaker, and we'll see you next time. Make sure you call in 702-221-7283 next week. And that is all. That's the end.